Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. So I have a question for you. I was wondering if you've ever heard somebody say that they're waiting for their ship to come in. I'm just going to fix this a little. Or if you are the person who's always thinking that they're waiting for something to happen. Some sort of windfall, whether it's the lottery, a rich uncle, a stimulus check, some sort of something. So the question is, if that did happen to you, if you were lucky enough to have that happen, what would you do with the money? I know we all kind of have this, we have those like fun conversations about what we do if we won the lottery and whatever. But my question is also, are you doing any of those things now? The reason I say that is because chances are, if you are not saving, paying down debt, investing, the chances of you doing those things, if you did have a lot of money, are really slim. The reason I say that is because that's what makes lottery winners go broke. They come into a lot of money. They don't know how to handle money, so it doesn't stay with them. So what's interesting about it is that people who have an idea of what they would do if they won the lottery, my thought on that is, why don't we start doing that now? Granted, I know you didn't win the lottery, but you can put those same practices that you think of in this, future fantasy into practice now. And then you can build your own ship. You don't have to wait for a ship to come in because you're building it. Board by board, from the bottom up. You're doing it. You are your own hero of the story. So what's interesting about that also is that the majority of the people who play the lottery are poor, which is awful because that means a lot of people have this mentality of, at some point, I'm going to have a lot of money, or at some point, I won't be in this same situation. And I don't mean this to sound awful, but your ship's not coming in. The majority of us don't have a rich uncle. Nobody's coming to save you. And Lydia Sin has said, I've heard her say this before. If you don't know who she is, go check out her channel. You'll love her. She has said that the only money that the future you have is the money that you send to her. That is genius. And that has completely, when I heard her say that, I thought, wow, that has completely changed my mind and the way I think about a lot of things. I look at my purchases different. I make future plans so much differently. Now, I want to say that people who are wealthy, one of the ways that they think differently than people who are not wealthy, I don't know whether we want to call them broke people or poor people or whatever. Anyway, if you're not wealthy, one of the things that they think of, that they have their mindset trained for is they understand that it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. Anybody remember, I don't know, several years ago, there was the guy who I think worked at a 76 station for 40 years, had never made more than $40,000 in his entire life, raised 7 kids, whatever it was, had a very low income, and he retired with $7 or $8 million, and everybody was blown away. And that was just because of his habits. So my question to you is, what are the habits that you do on a daily basis? Are you working towards paying debt off? Are you working towards putting money into savings? Or are you actively thinking about investing? So I would like to invite you to come on this journey with me and get out of the mindset of at some point it's going to happen for me. I also want to point out that someday is not a real day. It's not on the calendar. Nobody knows when it is because it's not a real day. It's one of those weird figments of our imagination where we think some point in the future this is going to happen. It's not. What we have to focus on is right now. If we need to pay off debt, let's get it going. If we need to get some money into savings, let's get her done. If we need to start investing for our future selves, let's do all of the above. Let's up the income. Let's drop expenses that are stupid, that don't serve us at all. A lot of things are just habit. They're not even things that we even care about. We just do them all the time. So, it's just something we do. So, I would like you to be a fellow shipbuilder. Let's build our own, guys. Let's do our own thing. We're in charge of the ship. We're building that sucker from the bottom up. So let's do it. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. Oh, for those of you who stayed all the way to this end, who stayed all the way to this point, so I wound up saving $500 on my car insurance. So I called them and asked, so we have a car that's kind of like an extra car that we have in case we need it, or one of the cars is in the shop or whatever, one of the kids needs to use it or something. And so I called and asked if there was any way we could drop the money we were paying on this car. And she told me that we could put it into storage. And then whenever we want to use the car, or if one of the kids is going to use the car, let them know that it's going to be used and they will put insurance on it. We can do it that way. And it just sits in storage and we don't have to pay for it. So that saved me $500 every 6 months. So that might be, if you have an extra car or you just have one of those lawn ornament cars that never gets used maybe more than twice a year, that might be something to look into. So thank you guys for following me all the way to here and hearing me ramble and all that. So I do videos. I post a video every Friday around 9 o'clock in the morning. And they're always about personal finance, frugality, intentionality. If that's something you're into, I'd love to have you for a subscriber and be part of the community. And we can do all of this together. So I'd like to know one thing. Is there anything in the last week or so that you've been able to save money on? And for two, what part of the saving, spending, giving, investing, what part are you working on the majority right now? I can tell you what we're doing. We're working on investing and saving. Those are our two. We paid our bills off, all of our debt off already, thank God. And so I will see you next week. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you think anybody could benefit from hearing it, definitely share it. And I will see you next time. Thank you.